Hello, and welcome to Shelley Has Opinions, the hit podcast where the Chatfield girls try and guess their shy sister Shelley's opinions on a variety of topics. My name is Holly Chatfield Flanagan, and with me is
Shelley Chatfield Allison.
And we also have
Julie Chatfield Miller.
And finally, our sister expert for today is
Carlie Chatfield negative test result.
Thank goodness.
I actually didn't get it back, but most of my friends did.
Well, that means nothing. Wow.
Negative test result for my friends.
I'm just married to negative test results.
Okay, got it. Well, you know what I'm married to is trying to force all of my pop culture childhood onto my children. Something I've dedicated my life to. And this week it was trying to get them to watch Disney's Recess, the cartoon show.
Woo!
It's
Yeah.
so good.
It's on Disney Plus, and we could start from the very beginning, which my children who love a streaming platform will only start shows from the beginning now.
They're completists, you mean?
Yes. And you know what? I wish I had had that luxury when I was a child. I would have been far more intolerable than I am now.
I also have forced my children to start watching Recess. They were very, very against the idea at first. And then I was like, guys, please, I beg you, just watch one episode. We watched the first one, and then, you know, the episodes are like one story is the first half and another story is the second half. After the first story, I was like, all right, I can tell you guys hate it. They're like, no, we love it. Let's watch more. I'm like, I knew it.
It's a cartoon about an elementary school, a group of fourth graders, and basically it takes place mainly during recess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. My daughter is about to go into the fourth grade, who will not have any recess because we're doing online school this year. So she is going to have to live out her fourth grade recess dreams through TJ and the gang. What I want to know is, which child from Recess do you connect with the most? I'll start. I have to be TJ or else I will surely die. He wears a backwards red cap, really speaks to me. I didn't remember this part, but all of his clothes are extremely baggy, which was definitely my fourth grade style.
And it was the 90s, so.
Yes. And also, that dude's like the boss, but also he doesn't mind letting other people take the lead.
Yeah, and he's very kind. He uses his powers for good.
He does.
Yeah. So, Carlie, which character do you feel a kinship with?
A combination of Spinelli and Mikey.
I can see that.
I can be very gentle and poetic, and I can also have lots of opinions. So I think I'm a combination of the two.
Shelley, who would you be in the group?
I have to say that I think I am also a mixture. I don't think I identify super strongly with just one of the gang, but I think for me, my duo also includes Mikey, because I just think he's very sweet and very kind, and
sings like Robert Goulet.
And sings like Robert Goulet, and I love that. And so do I. And then the other kid that I feel like also helps encompass me is Gus. I'm kind of the chicken of the gang. I'm kind of afraid to jump into the messiest bits of their adventures, but I feel like when called upon, I can be brave. And I also used to wear very, very tall, or very short pants.
Julie, who would you be? And if you say a mixture, I'm going to lose respect for you all.
Do I have to be one of the kids?
No.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Are you the teacher?
Yes, Miss Grokey.
She even has hairy legs.
Does she? I hadn't remembered that. The way she uses alternate vocabulary for everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in.
Well, and Julie, you were a public school teacher.
I was for one glorious year. But if I ever go back to teaching, I want to be Miss Grokey. I want to have that umbrella haircut that she has.
You're going to have to get 4 perms.
Yeah.
As someone who has had that haircut, I can say you do not want it. Those pictures will never come out. We'll never show anyone those pictures.
But they're so good.
So, you know what else is so good is the topic for this week that we have. And honestly, I think it came from the ether. The ether was the submitter of this topic because I think it just came to us.
But really, if you look more closely, it's a cake.
Oh, no.
That was last week's episode about realistic cakes. This week's episode, Shelley, the topic is timely and delicious.
I almost just wrote down timely as the topic. Like, oh, it's timely. Got it. Okay. But now, haha, prank. Okay.
Unwitting prank. That's my favorite kind of prank. Shelley, would you like to know today's topic?
I rarely would.
Today's topic is popcorn.
Oh.
We like when Carlie is on to choose a topic she has a really extremely strong opinion on. To give her the challenge of focusing on just what she thinks Shelley will choose. That's a fun game that we play.
Do we want to just get Carlie's opinion out of the way now?
You'll see it in my love. Actually, I just gave it away.
You'll see it.
So I'm going to be doing the pro reasons why you should like popcorn. Julie's going to be doing the anti reasons why you shouldn't. And Carlie, as our Shelley expert, and who knows what she thinks about popcorn, is going to tell us what she thinks you will choose. Are we ready?
Ready.
So I have a real confession. My husband, Caleb, who I've been married to for almost 14 years,
Wow.
found out that we were doing this topic and pretty much assaulted my notebook.
Oh, no. How dare he?
I, before this recording, took a picture of me with this notebook. And I just want the world to know that, honestly, it's at least doubly as filled as it usually is.
You mean Caleb has a strong opinion about something?
Shelley Gang, I have a confession. I'm not a fan of popcorn. Turns out that this episode is an Oops, All Caleb episode.
I love it.
Hopefully you're going to love the things that he said, because honestly, I have never, as a rule, written an entire paragraph for 1 point. Shelley Gang, for those who haven't heard my husband Caleb talk, I just would like to say that he has a very strong opinion about things, and in every place that he has worked, big or small, people complain to HR, and then HR comes to him to say he talks too loud. So just imagine a deep, manly, pointed, loud voice saying all of these things.
We love Caleb. Just FYI, everybody.
That's
Caleb's
true.
great.
We do.
Okay, so Shelley, the first reason why Caleb thinks you should like popcorn is it's a delicious, crunchy treat. You can eat it for movies, sporting events, fairs, and Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, to watch the big show, Santa coming down the chimney. I had to go a few steps for Christmas popcorn.
So my husband is a lover of gifts. He likes to give gifts, especially off season. He found out that one of his coworkers likes the tin of popcorn that comes out around Christmas time, like there are 3 types of popcorn in it, and it's really big.
Partitioned off inside.
Uh-huh. And he found that out, and ever since then, the Christmas season truly starts when he sees one of those in the grocery store and then buys it and then takes it to work to give to this coworker, Braden.
Oh, that's
Cute.
nice.
So yeah, delicious, crunchy treat. Now, there are some who say that isn't the case, but I'll let Julie give those opinions. So the next one, Shelley, why you should like popcorn is it's handy and a relatively healthy, savory snack for when you have those salty cravings. Handy is a word that tells me you can eat it anywhere at any time. And I have seen him eat popcorn all over this great world. It was at this point in our conversation where Caleb looked at me straight in the eye and said, when I believe in something, I believe in it all the way.
That is very true.
So I want the Shelley Gang to know that Caleb was saying that like he was informing me of that, like it should be new information. But guess what? I've known him for a really long time, and it was not new information. So my next point, Shelley, as to why you should be pro popcorn is it's incredibly versatile in flavor profile.
Ooh.
Caleb is not only a man of strong convictions, he is a man of brand loyalty. Caleb will only eat one kind of popcorn from the grocery store. One kind, not one brand, but one flavor of one brand. And that is Pop Secret Home Style. Please don't give him anything else.
What about air popped that then you can like make whatever flavor you want? Is that just a no-go?
Our mother very sweetly gave Caleb for a gift one year an air popper and a huge like cereal sized container full of kernels.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And Caleb said he would use it and never did, and we ended up getting rid of it. I am a nice wife, and so I make sure that we are stocked to the brim with Pop Secret Home Style all the time. However, some things slip through the cracks. For instance, for Father's Day this year from our church, we got a delivery of one Kirkland butter popcorn that was like, you're the best pop around or whatever, right?
Cute.
It's still sitting on the shelf that we put it on.
I have an important question.
Yeah.
You have said already you do not prefer popcorn, but what about your children?
They are dear and lovely people. They like to eat popcorn in a communal fashion. They will never make it for themselves.
Got it. They're never just like, I want some popcorn right now while we watch this movie or whatever. It's just like at the movie theater or
if daddy's eating it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
However, Caleb inevitably eats popcorn several days a week, every week since we've been married.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, I'll explain more later. But I, myself, in terms of flavor profile, have a confession. 2 confessions in one episode.
Wow, so
I actually do like one kind of popcorn very much, and I eat it probably about once a year. And that, my friends, is caramel popcorn.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Disneyland popcorn.
No, I want to throw that down every sewer in America. That's how I feel.
Wow.
That seems like a very long road trip. You have to have your car filled to the brim with popcorn.
Well, I'm just trying to find something to fill my summer, and that seems as good as any. So I do enjoy a caramel popcorn. I do not enjoy it dentally.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't feel good on my teeths. But even before I was aware of how my teeth felt, I still probably wanted to eat it about once a year. I will also sometimes, if there is a Christmas tin of popcorn, eat some cheese. But no, with this kettle corn. No, with butter. No, with like chili powder or whatever the people eat. I will say that there are many flavor profiles that can be had with a popcorn. For instance, if you go to the popcorn aisle at your local grocer, you will see many shaky bottles and cans and jugs even of so many flavors you could put on your popcorn. I never look at them.
Do you shop at a specialty popcorn store? Because my grocery store does not have a popcorn aisle.
There is an aisle that has popcorn on it, and yes, it does have little like containers of like, hey, here's the spicy spice that you can put on a popcorn. And it comes to you with that kind of energy, and you just have to like brush it away. But there are people who love it. And you know what? It's really good for when you are trying to eat maybe a little less sodium or a little less fats or a little less sugar, because then you can kind of air pop it yourself and then put whatever you want on it. It is filling in your tummy without being filling in a calorie-dense way. Now, you can make it very calorie-dense, and that's okay too. That's what the people do. In fact, my husband, when we go to the movies, asks for a lot of butter at the counter, and then there is a butter station that he then puts way more butter on, like right before you go into the theater.
He likes popcorn soup.
Yes, and you know what? In the past 4 or 5 years, he has complained that his stomach hurts afterwards, and guess what? Still, every time we go, it is crazy.
His tummy says no, but his brain says yes.
Yeah, and you know what? His tummy wins every time, and that's okay because he thinks popcorn is yummy, and I love him. Okay, so I have 2 more points, and I have to get through them because they are the longest points that I've said so far. Caleb says that, Shelley, you should like popcorn because it can be enjoyed at full temperature or when cooled for hours, making it a non-time sensitive snack. At this point, he was not looking at me, and then he turned to me forcefully, connected our eye contact, pointed at me, and said, "It's a snack you can walk away from, Holly." And then I just, to be devil's advocate, tried to talk about snacks you can't walk away from, like a souffle maybe. And then I said, but you can walk away from a lot of things like an Oreo or whatever. And he was not hearing it. Holly, how dare you? To go along with how I was saying about his movie Popcorn Addiction, he will get a large, and when he was a younger man, would finish the entire thing. And Girl doesn't eat it with him, and so he's on his own. As he has become older, he can't finish an entire large popcorn. That doesn't stop him from getting a large popcorn, however, because he will then bring the bucket back to our house and let it sit on the counter for days and just kind of nosh on it when he's walking by it when it's sitting on the counter. To me, this sounds disastrous in both taste and tummy.
Does he not mind the stale popcorn?
Not only does he mind it, I'm about to give a Shelley Has Opinions exclusive. He prefers it. He would love to eat old popcorn every day.
Why did Caleb not work at a movie theater when he was a teen and bring home garbage bags full of popcorn
because
at the end of the night?
Had to work at a pretzel maker. He just had to. There was no other alternative. You can walk away from this snack, and that is something that the people crave. Is they want to be able to walk away from a snack before it's finished, then come back to it and continue to eat it. They've just got to.
If you love it, let it go and then come back later.
And if it's still there, chomp it. So there's that, Shelley. That's the penultimate reason, but you have to listen to this final reason. And I've actually got to hold my notebook a different way because it's so long that my thumb was covering a part of it. Shelley, you should like popcorn because it is the ideal and perfect immediate follow-up snack to a bowl of ice cream because the hot, salty popcorn experience is the immensely satisfying conclusion to the cool, sweet experience.
Oh my goodness. And he'll be sharing his research with us after the abstract is all done.
So, Shelley Gang, what I held back from you is that frequently popcorn is not the only snack of the evening for Caleb. Let me say, he does not eat popcorn until the children are in bed. I suspect that it is because he doesn't want to share. However, he usually uses it as kind of like a cool down snack from his initial snack. Usually, it's an ice cream or a piece of cake or Oreos or something else, something that is more on the sweet side. And then he gets up, and I don't know why. Like I said, he's been doing this every night for almost our entire marriage. And it still shocks me every night. How could you have that in your tummy and still want a whole bag of popcorn? Well, I will tell you, Shelley Gang and sisters at large, it's because apparently you have to have them paired or else it's not a complete experience.
I mean, you crave what you crave. A sweet and salty is not unusual. But I am glad he doesn't mix the two because that would just be too wild.
It's sweet and buttery, though. It's not just salt. It's sweet and buttery.
Well, can I say in closing my one good experience with popcorn?
Yes.
And it's like mashed into my brain. Like one like notable maybe could make me say I liked popcorn at one point in time. When I was a child, one of my very good friends had a sleepover party at her house every year for her birthday. It was in the summer, July 1st. Happy birthday, Heather. I remember one year at this sleepover, during the sleepover movie, which I cannot recall, there was popcorn given to us, and I put my hand inside because at this point, I was still fairly peer pressured and gave into peer pressure. Put my hand into the popcorn, pulled it out. What was in this hand? Popcorn. But M&Ms also.
Mm-hmm.
And Heather's, I think it was dad, said to me, Holly, eat them together. Because he saw me kind of picking, eating the one and then eating the other. And I did pretty good. Because by then the M&Ms had been sitting with the hot popcorn for a while and were kind of melty on the inside. It's not like I'm doing that every night now. So there was just a brief window in my life where I thought, I like popcorn, and Shelley should like popcorn, is I'm sure another thought that I had at that point. So, Shelley, please like popcorn. Please don't hold against me the oops all Caleb points. But please consider them, because if not, my husband Caleb will talk loudly to you next time he sees you.
Actually, he could just start now, and I think I could still probably hear a few words.
Okay, Julie, will you please tell Shelley why she should be anti-popcorn?
The first thing I have written down here, I think everyone in this episode can relate to. The first thing I have written is braces.
I can't relate to it. Sucker.
Well, you can. You have Invisalign.
Yeah, but I can still eat popcorn.
Brag.
Well, some of us had the regular old metal braces. Some of us had them for many years. But Shelley, you and I, we know that because you have braces, you are restricted from eating certain things. One of those things being the popcorn. Those little kernels, they just get all stuck in the wires. And you know what? For regular people who don't have braces, it also gets stuck in your teeth. I can feel the little popcorn shell thing just right between my gums and my tooth. It just stuck there. Oh, I hate it.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a nightmare. How does it get up in your gums?
Practice.
Has that never happened to you, Shelley?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe if it has, I've blocked it out.
Oh my gosh, Shelley, I can't believe it. I never eat popcorn, and it still happened to me.
I guess maybe I was imagining the way Julie said it was like way up there.
Like fully embedded.
Yeah. Like if I got my root canal done a couple months ago and the doctor had been like, wait, what is this? Oh my gosh, it's popcorn.
Okay. I've never had that experience.
I had a friend in college who said that they had to have surgery to get their popcorn kernel removed.
Oh my gosh.
It's a nightmare.
Okay. There you have it, Shelley. I could stop here. Enough said. But getting those little popcorn kernels stuck in your teeth and or braces is just awful. That's enough for me to say no thank you. But I'm just going to keep going. For me, popcorn is a very unsatisfying treat. If I have to eat a lot of popcorn to feel like I've eaten anything, it's just light. It's just air with a little bit of corn around it.
Uh-huh.
And I really never thought about how nothing it is until I was monitoring my diabetes. So looking at the the nutrition information on the popcorn box, and I was like, oh, it's like 0 everything except for like a little bit of sodium. Like, well, then what's even the point of eating this?
Well, but isn't it like a decent source for a treat of like fiber? And are you relying on treats to get full? Because like if you're like looking at your Oreos, be like, well, here's what's going to top me off before I go to bed or something.
But I just feel like I could eat and eat and eat popcorn and just feel nothing, feel empty inside.
Do you feel the same way about other salty treats like potato chips?
I don't. Potato chips have, here's the thing. I usually eat potato chips with some kind of dip, and I am not shy with a dip. For me, chips, I guess, are just a conveyance of dip into my body.
Got it.
Yeah, popcorn is very unsatisfying to me. Also, actual, like, popped corn has no flavor.
Can I tell a story about popcorn?
Yes, please.
When my husband was, I feel like a teen, his mom decided the whole family was going to go on like a healthy eating spree. And one of the treats, the snacks they could have, was something that she'd read about in like a diet book or a magazine or, something. And it was like that if you take air popcorn and just like spray it with a mist of water, it tastes just the same as buttered popcorn.
What?
So I think either water tastes like butter or popcorn tastes like butter. One of them has to.
Or maybe she's like me and it's like the texture thing. It's like, slightly wet popcorn. That must be what butter tastes like.
This texture's very buttery.
That is a wild notion, though.
It did not go down well with all the other members of her family.
So as Holly talked about in her points, popcorn is a very popular movie treat. But I say there are lots of other way better movie treats, like unto Bunch of Crunch.
Which is partially popcorn.
What? Are you crazy? Are you insane?
Isn't Cracker Jack and Bunch of Crunch similar?
Bunch of Crunch is the like Crunch Bar little bits. So chocolate and like rice.
Oh, okay. I got
rice
confused.
crisp things.
I got confused. Okay. Sorry.
Wow, you threw us all for a loop here.
Are you thinking Crunch and Munch?
No, it's like, isn't there a treat that's sort of like Cracker Jack and it's like got another name that I can't remember?
The
and
word
I thought was
just said. Crunch and Munch.
Crunch and Munch?
I guess I was thinking of that. So I feel like that's acceptable. An acceptable mistake. And you all jumped down my throat.
What else do I love? I mean, Reese's forever. Soda. I almost never drink soda. So, like, if I'm going to go to a movie and drink soda, oh, man. Guys, I love treats. I love the treats that I love. I'll just say that. I went to my friend's house because we are a part of each other's bubbles. We watched a movie together. And she gave me A&W root beer and, like, the Girl Scout minty cookie. What's that called? Cricket? No.
Thin Mints.
Cricket is the elf version.
Okay.
The Keeblers.
And they're grasshoppers.
That's it.
No. They're locusts.
Delicious.
I have eaten crickets and I have watched my husband eat a real grasshopper, and I would prefer the elf made minty.
Let's just put that all behind us and say Thin Mints. She made like a minty ice cream Oreo crust frozen delight and let me have some. And it was so good. And that went perfectly with the movie that we were watching. She said, "Hey, do you have any popcorn you could bring?" And I said, "No, I don't. Stop asking me." But I did bring her other things like Reese's and stuff. It was a delightful treat experience without popcorn. Popcorn was not part of the equation, and I think that was okay. That was okay for us. Also, popcorn, why is that a stereotypical movie treat? It's so crunchy. How can you hear what's going on in the movie? How can your neighbor hear what's going on when you're crunching?
Good point.
Are you saying that'd be like having like a Werther's or something in like a crunchy paper as a common movie treat?
What else is it? Like just rice cakes.
Well, but there's other crunchy movie snacks like nachos and stuff like that, like it's not like popcorn's the sole offender.
Well, also when you have to unwrap things like Bunch of Crunch and they have the plastic on the outside, you have to unwrap it and everyone gets mad at you.
Every single person in the theater. That's when you have to unwrap it real quick at the beginning. That's just like one moment. If you're going to enjoy popcorn, like that could be like a whole movie of crunching. My handsome husband, Corbin. What's the thing where like when you hear crunching, it just like, it's like extra irritating? I feel like there's some name for it.
Oh, there is. Where you can't listen to other people chew.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Misophonia.
Yeah. Okay.
Or something.
I have no idea, so I trust you, Holly, implicitly.
Oh, gosh. I'm going to look it up just in case because that's a lot of pressure.
But he cannot tolerate mouth noises. Like anytime the kids are like eating apples or whatever and they come stand next to him to watch him do whatever he's doing on his phone, he's like, please, you must go away. I can't take it.
It's called misophonia. I connected it with mesothelioma, which I think is a disease for your lungs when you smoke and you're about to die.
All right. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that, but you never know.
Or maybe it's when you inhaled asbestos. Maybe that's mesothelioma. Whatever. I only know it because it was on commercials on Saturday afternoons when we'd watch TV.
Well, he might have the asbestos one because he did work in insulation when he was in high school.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Corbin. You have misophonia and mesothelioma. We'll just make it easier and say mesothelioma. We'll put it together.
All I'm thinking is Mesopotamia. So it's too crunchy and loud. Ooh, don't want to have that crunching and munching in your ear from the outside or the inside your own head. Shelley, as you may have heard, I have small children.
What?
I've got 4 of them. Only 3 of them eat popcorn.
The 4th one is desperate too, though.
Oh my gosh, she's got to use those 3 teeth.
Oh my goodness, they're so cute.
Really cute. But my 3 children do enjoy eating popcorn during a movie. One of them especially has a method that he eats popcorn that is unconscionable. Is that a word? Is that a good word to use right here?
Well, I don't know what the method is. If it's he has to murder someone every time he eats a piece of popcorn, then that is unconscionable without conscience.
No, the way he does it is unconscionable because he will take the biggest handful his hand can grab and then just shove it into his face. And you know what? What gets in there, and what doesn't ends up everywhere else. And so there's popcorn on his body, popcorn on the couch, popcorn on the floor. He does not pick it up, but who tries to pick it up? Yes, that's right, my little baby with only 3 teeth.
Now tell me this is your beautiful 4-year-old Lukey and not your beautiful 8-year-old Theo.
It is my beautiful 8-year-old Theo.
And you know what I'm actually saying is that his fingers are the longest fingers I've ever seen on a human.
Yep. And he, like, the spread of his fingers, he's got a really wide reach. So he can just...
So he needs to start playing piano ASAP, is what you're saying.
Yes. And stop using his powers for evil.
Start using them for good.
Yeah, it's a pet peeve of some of us in this house. I won't name names. But yeah, it's messy. You know what? I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to live that life. Maybe someday I'll just send Theo outside and say, take your popcorn and be at peace, young man.
I have recently had to do that with a treat being eaten in my house often, and it is Kool-Aid popsicles.
Yum. Delicious.
Jet has after he dripped Kool-Aid everywhere in my house, I said, you must eat them outside, please.
Yeah. Pops of any kind are an outside food in our house.
Popcorn? Popsicle?
Yeah.
Pop and lock. That's outside.
What kind of snack would you name Pop and Lock?
A really caramel coated popcorn because you chew into it and then your jaws locked together.
Or something that causes TMJ to make your jaw lock.
Oh no. It's lined with, what's it when like dogs have a frothy mouth? Lockjaw.
Rabies?
Rabies? Yeah.
It's lined with rabies. That's wild.
Laced with rabies. Shelley, I was trying to think of a positive popcorn experience that I've had.
Hey, that's what I did.
I know, I'm copying you. And you know what? A couple Christmases ago, again, Christmas popcorn, who knew? The popcorn industry, I guess. A lovely friend at church got us some like gourmet popcorns. And one of them was red velvet popcorn. And it was coated, like each popcorn piece was coated in red chocolate and then had like a drizzle of like white and dark chocolate over the top. And let me tell you, that was very delicious. But after I ate it, I said to myself, you know what? Maybe I just like chocolate.
Who knew?
I think I would have been equally as happy with like a red velvet chocolate bar. And before our listeners write in and start complaining, I know that red velvet is really just chocolate dyed red. Okay? That's it. But you know what? I like chocolate. So, Shelley, I guess the moral of all of this is I love chocolate.
Who needs popcorn when you could just eat chocolate?
Yes, my thesis statement. You're right. So, Shelley, don't choose popcorn. It's not worth it. Don't do it.
Well, now we need to hear from Carlie, who is a Shelley expert, known her for so many years. And she's an expert in other things, too, like ingredients to candies that people love, like Bunch of Crunch. Carlie, what do you think Shelley's going to choose based on your years of experience with her and the things that we said today about popcorn?
I personally agree with Julie.
What?
Wait. You personally for you, Carlie, or for you personally for Shelley?
Me personally for me, Carlie.
What?
And
Wait, huh? Am I in the Twilight Zone?
I love smelling popcorn. I love the popcorn with M&Ms, but popcorn on its own, I've grown out of it, and I are no longer friends. It makes my tummy hurt.
We have had so many exclusives on this episode, chock full.
And so I think Shelley is a smart girl, and she and Caleb and I have all gotten a little older in our time.
You're still in your 20s. I just want to point that out.
Also, I've gotten older, and so has Holly.
I am in my 29s. I'm less than a year away from being 30. I had a young friend recently remind me that 25 is when your body starts decaying. So,
well, guess what? I hope you shoot that young friend out of a cannon. Because 25 is like a quarter of one's life. So they need to deal with it. May I please punch this person right in their stinking face? I'll show you decay.
Decline. I would say decline may be a better word than decay.
Also, not even decline. Like this. I really hope I'm not in my decline right now.
Tell them you need to inform yourself.
And surprise, you have your best years ahead of you still. You don't need to be sad.
Not for you. Your best years are rescinded for your ignorance.
You have to donate your best years to someone else.
Someone who deserves it.
No, her best years are going to be put onto your best years. Carlie, your best years are going to be when you're 50 now.
Okay.
Sweet.
So anyway, we're getting older, and and I think tummies don't like popcorn as much as they did when they were younger. So I think Shelley's tummy is smart tummy and doesn't want to get heartburn, because Shelley is a heartburn lady. Shelley has an affliction called
It's because
heartburn.
she's decaying, apparently.
Yeah, my guts were the first thing to decay.
Oh no.
And so I think Shelley will be anti-popcorn because of heartburn and because she's a smart lady.
I love it, Carlie. Now it's the time we've all been waiting for, the opinion of the MVP of this podcast, the most viral video podcaster. Shelley, what was the last viral video you watched?
I watched, I don't know if this one went viral, but I watched one last night where like a 2-year-old was gently pushing like a swing and then let it hit him very gently, and then he like did a drop and like roll and like reacted. He's so huge and it was super cute.
I would say that one is viral because I saw it on CNN, which I'm assuming is where you saw it also.
No, I saw it on KSL.
Well, there we go.
Wow.
There we go.
Shelley, what do you think about popcorn?
Well, I love you, Holly, but I'm glad that this is an Oops All Caleb episode because that's a delight.
Yeah. You know, he is not a Chatfield sister and can never be. And therefore, he can't be on this podcast, but he was in spirit today.
Yeah.
And he did great.
Yeah, he did great. Let him know.
I will tell him, and he'll probably say the most enthusiastic thing he can't say, which is,
Maybe I'll just have to text him then.
just like he texts you to be mean to you about beating you on Disney Emoji Blitz.
Yes. That's true.
Caleb, we love you.
I don't know how to talk about this without accidentally giving it away, so I think I might just say it at the top.
Do it.
I like popcorn.
Ooh.
I agree with Carlie. It does give me heartburn, so it is an extremely occasional treat for me, and it is like I would be a little bit more like Holly's children, where I also enjoy it, I think, better as a communal treat. But I did like Holly. I'm just touching everywhere, going all over the place right now. When I was a freshman in college, I was, out on my own, eating whatever I wanted for the first time in my life. And during finals, I was having a dang hard time kind of focusing while studying. And one of my treats of choice in at the end of fall term was candy canes. I ate infinity candy canes that year. Like, it was insane. Like, Rick was like, oh, Shelley must love candy canes. So for many years after that, would give me candy canes. And I'm like, I actually don't love them that much. But another thing I ate during finals and stuff a lot was popcorn with M&Ms. It's a delightfully sweet and salty treat that I think is yummy and great. So I agree that is a good popcorn experience. I don't know if I would have a popcorn chaser to ice cream.
I've heard it's a must. So,
well, I've never tried it, so maybe I just need to open my mind
and your heart,
and my heart, but not my heartburn.
No.
Uh-huh.
So I do think it's a nice, salty, crunchy, yummy, buttery treat. I also love I love that it can have many flavor profiles. I've never done, a lot of the hacks you see where it's like, oh, do soy sauce on it or make, I don't know, add all kinds of crazy things. But I do like, in Australia, there was a treat that occasionally I'd get myself at the grocery store, which was a chocolate and caramel covered popcorn. Mm-hmm. It was dark chocolate and then like caramel. And it was like the most perfect treat. Like every once in a while, I still treat myself like how when Dad used to take us shopping, which is if you go shopping, you get a candy bar.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I went shopping. I'm going to get myself a treat. And that was when I would get probably more often than anything else. And I was really sad when I couldn't find a similar thing here easily available at the store. One popcorn I like that I get every once in a while now is like a white cheddar popcorn. I don't like just plain caramel corn.
What?
I don't like popcorn that's overly buttered. Like, I don't like popcorn soup. It is like a snack that you can walk away from. I feel like I also don't mind slightly stale popcorn.
Ugh.
What I can't get into is cold popcorn. I
Hear,
can't
hear.
like.
That doesn't bother me too much. Mom liked to when we were living with mom a couple years ago, which is crazy that it's been that long. She would go to the movie theater and get like whatever the largest size of popcorn is because you could get a free refill. So we'd share this big popcorn and then she'd get the free refill after the movie. Yep. And so like we would just like eat like cold popcorn later, and like it wasn't my favorite thing, but it's not bad. I agree that sometimes it does feel unsatisfying, Julie, but again, I'm not looking for satiation. Yeah, there you go. It was bad during the braces years. And still, it does, like, it is a good idea to floss. Like, I enjoy a nice flossing of my teeth, not the dance, after eating popcorn.
Shelley, you doing the floss is my new favorite thing to imagine.
Well, guess what? You'll have to imagine it because I cannot do it. I feel like I look like, what's his name from The Good Place?
Ted Danson.
Oh, Ted Danson. Yes.
There's that video of the cast trying to teach him how to do it, and I was like, that's how I do
Well,
it.
Shelley, he's so charming, which means you would be so charming if you did it.
And I would agree there are better movie snacks. My snack of choice is nachos because I love a good nacho. I love a good cheap nacho.
Yeah.
Like just that kind of spicy goopy cheese and chips.
Do you know what I like about that? When the chips get a little soggy.
Yep.
So good.
So yeah, popcorn is fun and delicious. It's not the only thing I like to eat, but I do like to eat it. And I have to say, in Argentina, it was on the menu at the movie theater, but not a lot of people got it because it was the weird American thing to have with your movie. And they didn't salt or they didn't butter it. It was like very lightly salted.
Well, no wonder nobody wanted it.
Well, and it was also just it was very lightly salted and very lightly sweet. It was like the mildest, is this kettle corn kind of a flavor. And again, in Australia, it wasn't like a hugely popular treat either at the movie. So it's a weirdly American thing, I learned.
What do they like at the movies then?
In Argentina, it was mostly food. Like you could get empanadas, you could get pizza.
What?
You could get hot dogs, those kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
And then in Australia, the little movie theater we went to by our house, the number one treat I saw almost everyone eating was I guess it was kind of a tie between cotton candy or fairy floss, that they call it there, and dipped ice cream cones. They just had pre-dipped ice cream cones in the freezer they could get out for kids, and that's pretty much a lot of what I saw.
Oh, it sounds so sticky. What are they thinking?
Julie, luckily they didn't make you clean up after your own self before leaving the
Shelley,
theater.
you didn't give enough credence to the fact that Theo, our nephew, leaves popcorn everywhere. You forgot to mention that part.
Knowing the story that there was once an entire pancake under one of your couches, Julie, I am not too surprised by popcorn because I live with the boy who eats a different salty snack, aka goldfish, for his whole life, and they're everywhere all the time. But luckily, I have a living vacuum. Her name's Maura. She loves goldfish. She'll eat any obviously visible, but she can't quite get to the ones that are always in the couch cushion.
Well, Julie has a living vacuum, and that's all of her children.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I feel like I've been talking forever. So popcorn, thumbs up.
This is your show. Gosh dang it. Talk for as long as you stinking want.
I'm sorry.
For what?
For feeling just like me.
Well, Shelley, thank you so much for sharing your opinion on popcorn, and thanks again to the Ether for sending us this topic. Now we are moving on to our segment, What's Your Name?
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
In our segment, What's Your Name? I bring a name generator from the internet to my sisters, and usually I find it, but guess what? our dear Shelley Gang member, George Diaz, sent in this one. And so, George Diaz, thank you so much. We're so proud of you. We love you.
Bravo to you, George.
Thank you, George.
Shelley, come on.
Thank you, George. I was busy over here pouting, feeling bad about all the time I take, and so I was trying to be quiet.
This name generator is, what's your DJ name? I'm going to tell you your DJ name, and then you're going to tell me what is going to be the first song that you put on your DJ playlist.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Cool. Good job, everyone. You did it.
So hard. It sounds so hard.
Thank you, George.
I am going to go first. You need to have a first letter of your first name and a first letter of your last name. I'm blessed, #blessed, because I have both of those things. So here we go. My DJ name is DJ Hard Power.
Cool.
Which is truly the best one that I could ever have come up with. So, and you know what? I'm going to put on my jam, the Grease Medley that was very popular when I was like 14. Because that one, I remember getting up on the dance floor all the time. We would have church dances, and that one always on it. It always surprised me because there's a little bit of innuendo in it, but we danced to it. So that's my one. That's my opening salvo. And if nobody, I forgot to say, nobody copy me. Okay, Shelley, are you ready for yours?
Ready.
Shelley, you are DJ Crafty Hertz.
Oh.
What is that word?
HERTS, like sound waves.
What was the first part of that word?
DJ Crafty Hertz.
Oh, crafty. I heard crappy.
I feel crappily about Hertz because I accidentally joined a 300 level college course for my first semester of my freshman year about sound waves, and I failed it. Shelley, what is the first song that you will play on your playlist?
Oh, gosh, this is basically impossible.
You could take my second choice, which was The Phantom of the Opera.
The classic dancing tune.
I think that the first song that popped up into my head was that, and I don't know the names of any songs, any in the world.
I know someone like that. Her name is Our Mom.
So it's the one that we used to listen to in elementary school PE. Pump up the jam.
Pump it up.
Yeah.
Shelley, you did know the song. You did know the name all along. It's called Pump Up the Jam.
Oh, well, perfect. That's the one that I would. That's the one I would start off my set with.
Oh, I love it. I would dance to that.
Me too.
Okay, cool. We did it. Great. Okay, Carlie, are you ready for yours?
I'm so ready. I've got this.
Yours is going to be pretty cool. Carlie, you are DJ Crazy Inferno.
Yes. that my fiery passion for this music.
Which music are you going to fierily, passionately play?
I am going to play the song that got me through winters in Utah, and I just danced and danced and danced in my bedrooms. And that bedrooms, yes. Your Love Is My Drug.
Nice, Kesha.
Yeah, you got to bounce to that. You bounce.
I just realized we're going to have a 4-song playlist for the Shelley Gang to listen to. That's a good addition. You know what I love? The Pentatonics version of that one.
There is one of those?
Okay, Shelley, you did it. Carlie, you did it. Holly, I did it.
Yes.
It's Julie's turn. Julie, do you want to know your DJ name?
I really do.
Julie, you are DJ Jackin Vision.
Whoa.
What?
Jackin, like my son's name with an IN apostrophe added at the end, and then Vision. I don't know what it means.
Like hook up your plug into the jack.
Yeah, you're jacked in.
Wouldn't that be nice if that's what it meant? I don't know, because it has an apostrophe in it.
Well, you know, I'll take that name and I'll do whatever I want with it.
Yeah, it's your name.
The first song that I could think of that I danced to at our church dances when I was in high school, The Electric Slide.
It's a classic.
Slide.
I learned how to do that in middle school.
Slide
They
it.
taught it to us in PE. Sucker.
I do not know this song. I very, very rarely have a blind spot in my pop culture knowledge, but this one, never heard of it.
But now that I
Wow.
think about it, maybe I'm thinking of a different song.
Are you thinking of the cha-cha slide?
Maybe.
Like slide to the left, slide to the right.
Well,
Now hop 3 times or
maybe
whatever.
I
That one?
wasn't, but now I changed my answer to that one.
I do know that one.
The Electric Slide, I feel like they taught that to us in PE, but I'm changing my answer to that one because I love being told what to do in a dance.
So, Julie, you're going to mostly DJ like weddings, like a
Yeah.
wedding reception.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Oh, this is so good. George Diaz, thank you again for this great name generator. This has been our segment. What's your name?
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Shelley Gang, thank you so much for joining us. And Caleb, my husband, thank you for joining us in spirit. And
Here.
And thank you to all those who have participated in this episode. You listen to it, so you at home, you get it. You just get us, you know? Another way you can participate is by going onto our website, shelleyhasopinions.com. That's SHELLEY, hasopinions.com. And there you can participate by contacting us through our social media or through our contact page on our website and sending in submissions for the year of the submission. We want to know a topic that you think it would be fun to hear Shelley talk about. Things that you can't do. Things that are going to be embarrassing to my Shelley. Don't do it.
So that limits your choices by a lot. I'm sorry.
Things that are felonies. Please don't. Things that are going to make me have to say tongue twisters every time I try and say the topic. In fact, tongue twisters, don't even try it.
Oh, that would make a good topic.
Oh, no, I've ruined everything. Shelley, forget it. Someone else who has participated in this episode is the Podicon Go network of podcasts. It is a family-friendly podcast haven where you can go and find stories, role-playing games. You can find cool chill-out hangs. And you can also find infotainment. That's what the people love, is they love learning things. And I'm not a person because I don't want to learn a dang thing. Shelley Gang, you should go and listen to any podcast on that network. We love them and they love us. It's kind of scandalous. But Shelley Gang, mostly what we want is for you to come back next week. Thank you so much for checking us out. And also thanks again to all those who have submitted. And please submit more topics for us. And with that, thank you, and I love you, and goodbye.
Goodbye.
I love you.
Bye. While you're beater stomping.
Gosh dang it, Shelley. Where are you?
Hey, Shelley Gang. It's your girl, Holly, and sorry for the delay on the episode release this week, but it was really important to me and to all of the sisters that we wish Shelley a very happy birthday. Today is her birthday, the day of the release, July 22nd. She is our best girl. We love her so much. It's wild because sometimes I just want to shake her and say, "Don't you know how special you are to me?" I probably have done that once or twice. But Shelley Gang, please join me in wishing Shelley the happiest of birthdays. Shelley, we love you, and goodbye.
Are you looking for high-quality, family-friendly podcasts? Shows that are safe for younger or more sensitive listeners? Podicon Go is a reliable corner of the internet for the kind of podcasts that everyone can enjoy. From educational programs to conversational topics and incredible storytelling and role-playing shows in a variety of styles, themes, and age groups. Podicon Go is a group of independent podcast creators dedicated to creating high-quality programs that provide family fun for everyone. Visit podicongo.com for an ever-growing lineup of shows, complete with descriptions and ways you can listen. Connect with the Podicon Go family-friendly podcast network on Facebook and Twitter. PODICON. Go! It's podcast fun for everyone. Podicon Go!